Hi everybody. Thought I'd come back today and remember my chair first of all. So I'll have to drag it across the room. But I wanted to show y'all a real quick idea. It's nothing new to me. Meaning I did not make this up. Other people have done this. And I'm sorry for the shadows. I kind of think I've got the camera in between the light and my table. So I apologize for that. I've got two light sources, one here and here, and neither one of them are very good. But I really don't have another surface to do this on right now. This is my Midori Traveler's Notebook. I've recently made a little dangle for it out of some beads that I had on hand, and then I had just bought that little treble clef. Since I play the violin, I was like tickled to find that, and then I needed those little clasps, so I got some of those too. But anyway, just some beads I had, and ta-da, there's something cute. So anyway, I recently added that, but I wanted to show you in my Midori notebook I have some of the Travelers Company inserts, and they are, in fact, this is probably one of the older ones here since I've been using it. This is what I use to do my journaling. So I wanted to show y'all some of the pages that I've painted. Recently I saw a video, well, I've seen a number of videos of y'all doing inking and watercolors on the backgrounds of your papers. And since I love watercolors, I've just not been doing anything since we got moved here. And so when I finally decided I was going to start journaling again after many years of not journaling, I thought, well, let's at least meld some things I like to do together and make something pretty out of it, right? I love rainbow colors. I love splattered, pretty. That's not so pretty. But do you remember the videos I did about making my own paints out of earth, rocks and stuff like that? And then I did one about Pearl X. These are my Pearl X paint. This is the palette I've got so far on the colors that I've bought from it. And what I did was, after I mixed everything up with the gum arabic and was putting them in the little holders here, there was some left over on the mixing tray, and so I would just spray water on my mixing tray and then pick it up with a brush, and I would put on these pages the colors I had been working on for that day. And then I wrote down, even back here especially, I started writing down what color they were. This is copper Pearl X, and then I splattered gold Pearl X on top of that, and I really hope y'all can, I hope the camera will catch that. Different colors and different things. Some of this is eyeshadow. This is just the eyeshadows that I showed you. And so what I did was, I just wanted to show you real quick those pages. This is back to a watercolor over here, but the last color I got was super russet here with gold spatter of the Pearl X. Actually, this is gold, Lucas gold. So just different things I've been trying. I've got another page or two I might do back here, but then I'll be done with this book. Get my pages ready. I may do a little bit more on this one, although it is pretty dark already. But just real quick, that's kind of how I'm doing some journaling. I'm doing a real, I don't know, the printouts that you can get off of the internet. I'm doing some printouts, and then I'm trying to learn to paint, see if I can pull these out, some feathers. And I've really had a lot of fun trying to paint feathers. These are some images I've downloaded from the internet. Some of these I bought off of Etsy stores, and so I just kind of keep those handy. Now I'm going to be starting on another one. I've already got a few little things I want to put in there, just some ideas going that I had for it, but just, this is the waist is what you would probably just wipe off and not use. And so that's what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to squirt just a little bit in here into my palette and see, whoops, sorry y'all, oh my elbow, oh, let me see if I can pull it back, and I'd better check and see what damage I did here. Okay, sorry y'all. And then I'm going to paint this last page real quick if I don't really mess everything up. And I paint while it's strapped in my book here. And I know y'all are going to ask, what is that pen? It is a really bad job of me putting washi tape on a Pilot G2.05. So that's what I did today. How fun is that? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and paint this up with just my leftover paints that are in my palette. And I'm using a not very good brush on purpose, because I'm not very nice to my brushes. And some of my paints have been in here way too long. It's time to clean the palette off. And I may not use this one at all. I don't like it when it flakes like that, so I'm not going to use that one. Let's see what this does to me. That's better. Looks like I'm going to use that. I'm going to just mix those together. See what I get. Add a little bit of this blue maybe. It's a purple. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's see if I can see that. Turn. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm going to add these, make a couple of different colors here. And then I'm going to get it really wet. And even more wet, because I prefer to spray first. Yes, in the notebook. I'm horrible. The pages do start to curl up. Then I'm going to pick up this paint and I'm going to just start swirling it on my page. And this is honestly what I do to color the pages that I'm going to journal on. And I have found that I need to journal. I have neglected doing that for myself for a long, long time. And I was holding stuff in that I really should have just, put on paper and let it be. Get out of my system for, don't mull it over. And now that I've seen what a muller is to do the paints, I think I understand that a lot better too. I'm going to get the edges. I like my edges to be done too. And I don't mind a bit it looking kind of bad, because once it dries, it's really kind of amazing what the colors do on the page. And anything goes. This is my book, and y'all can do whatever you want with your books. I just kind of I like blending color just for fun. And I like to see what it does when it dries. There's that one. Sorry about the scratchy noise. I hope these are good over here. I think I'm going to do a little bit with this over here. Sometimes I do both pages all the same paints and all the same color scheme. And sometimes, like this one, I'm just going to do different colors on different opposite pages, you know what I mean? But, so that they aren't so horribly different, I may add another color that was over here onto this page. If I knew what colors I was using, y'all, I would tell you, but I don't know them off the top of my head. And since they're down inside of a palette, I'm not going to be able to tell it to you. Sorry. With that particular yellow, though, it's a New Gamboge. I happen to know that crimson goes very well with that color. So I'm going to dip my brush into the crimson now and try to blend that a little bit. And I'll probably add a wee bit of this blue that I've already used on the other page. Now, I know that this is not just something not everybody's cup of tea, you know. I'm going to try to get this so that it's going to blend enough so that it'll lighten up, so that when I want to write on it, it's not going to be too dark. I have a few pages in here I got way too dark. I guess I'm going to go right back to this part here. It's kind of a purpley blue that was already in my palette. I really don't want that to muddy up. But I do need to get some of that color over here. Yeah, when it starts to look muddy, I know I've probably gone a little too far with it. It's too bright. Darken that up a little. Yeah. And then I'm just going to let it dry. I bought one of those drying, I don't even know what to call it, but I finally did get it, and I really like it because, you know, you hold the gun, it's like a hairdryer, but you hold the gun thing and it dries the page in just a minute. Well, what I don't like about it is that the thing stays so hot, and that kind of worried me. I was working on some of my pages last night, and I was really having a good time, you know, getting some more fun stuff done, and it was enjoyable, except that I was getting worried about that stupid heat gun. I was afraid it was gonna overheat on me and start a fire or something, I guess. I don't know. Ended up, I hung it up on my light source, my lamp, so that it would hopefully start to cool off. Get some of that off there. I sometimes get too juicy. But then the very last thing I do, and I usually wait till it's all dry, but I'm not going to this time. The last thing I do is I take whatever the Pearl X color or the gold. This gold is so good about spattering, and I give it some spatters, which I love, and that G2 pen has no problem with going over dried Pearl X and dried watercolor. There, can y'all start to see that better? Since the page is still wet, it's starting to absorb and meld into the page. But basically, that's what I do. And then I dry it, and we all have, I close it up, and I have some pages to journal on. So that's what I do. I don't have any other things I was going to show you other than one thing I did. Since I started looking up these little charm things that you can get for your traveler's notebook, I know I'm a junky person. I don't throw anything away, and I have tons of things that I can use, like those beads, for example. And so I went and I started going through all of the stuff in my jewelry cabinet that well, everything's junk. I have very little, y'all. That is, it's a battery doing in there. I have very little that is actually real jewelry, so don't get any ideas if there's anything to find up there. But what there is up there are some wonderful old things that I got from my birth mother when she was ill and I had gone to see her. She told me I needed to get her jewelry, and she had a drawer that she kept her jewelry in that was in her dresser, and there were little boxes in it of little pieces of things. Those I was not going to use. That there was only one piece. It was just junk jewelry, things that she had worn as a kid, lost a piece of it, or it broke, you know. And so when she passed away, I brought it all home, And some of the things that were in there, I've just not even really looked at, other than, oh, isn't that cute? She must have worn that when she was a child. For example, this little necklace with a jade kitty cat on it. Isn't that cute? And so I was thinking the other day, I need some little pieces that I can use in my journal for charms. A little apple and a star, and one earring that's one of my favorite colors. I wish that one was still there. Just different little pieces and things. Here's some bracelets that were kind of oddball. I guess that's silver. I don't know for sure, but it's kind of weird looking. I'm not sure that's worth anything. But there's little beads on it that I can use, and it was hers. And that's the whole idea here. It was hers. This one has a couple of little dangles on it of these turquoise beads, and I think that would look cute on a traveler's notebook. So what I'm going to be doing is breaking some of these down, just taking pieces off of it that I think I can reuse. Even a little keychain thing here. That would be cute. And so I was going to try to make some more of those little dangle charms. Whoops, a little bit wet still, but and that's how that turned out right there. But anyway, I wanted to make some more little charms and stuff, and some especially for the journal. An everyday carry, I may not put something like this on it, but my journaling journal, this one, yeah, I want something on there that when I pick it up, I want to think about her. I want to see that it's pretty, and I want it to be, more personal. So that's what I wanted to show y'all today. Really not much else. I know y'all are busy. I know y'all are getting ready for holidays, and y'all have lots of stuff to do, but I don't celebrate Christmas, and we don't, I don't do the tree, and I don't do gifts, and we don't do that stuff. But we are empty nesters. Our kids are back in Texas, and we're back way up east here, so we are near the Gatlinburg fires. Not close, but near enough that we can smell smoke, and it's heart-wrenching up here. Pray for this area, if you would, please. And for those people that have lost their loved ones and their homes, their businesses, there are whole communities that have been wiped out. So please pray for them. Anyway. And remember those that are in need at this time of year. It's cold out, and people need help with food and with clothing. And with just staying warm, the things that we take for granted. So, in amongst all of your fun stuff, your family stuff, please just remember those that are less fortunate than we are. I think if we have a cell phone, we're extremely fortunate. And I know there's lots of people who don't eat, and yet I sit here with a cell phone and I make videos about paint, or about jewelry, or about traveler's notebooks, or lace. So I want to put that out there to y'all. I would really love to see, I'd love to see things go a different direction in this country. And I know that the prospects are there, that things can get better, and that it can happen in a big way. But unless the little things get better, the big things aren't going to matter. And this is a little thing. So if each of us can do a good thing for somebody else, maybe once a week, do something good for somebody else. Think about that. Add that to my calendar. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a good deed on my calendar, and when I do that good deed, I'm going to just check it off. I don't need to tell you about it, and you don't need to tell me about it. But let's do that. I hope y'all have a wonderful, warm holiday. I hope you're loved, And I love y'all. Thank you for watching and subscribing and commenting. Y'all are so sweet. I love it when y'all leave comments that y'all make my day. And I read your comments to my husband. He knows who some of y'all are just by your names and things like that. So coming up, he has agreed, my husband has, to do a video with me. I want him to be my guest. So be looking forward to that. We're going to be doing probably our Chic Sparrow notebook haul. And I've ordered him a few surprises. Don't tell him. So when he sees the opening, when you see the opening, you'll see him see his surprises in there. So hopefully he'll like what I got him. We'll see. He got a Mr. Darcy. I'll tell you that much. And I think he's going to like it. I did too. In fact, I got it. So anyway, be looking for that. Hopefully we'll get that order in sometime next week. And then I'll do a video of us together opening that up. And that actually should be a hoot. That should be a lot of fun. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. Happy holidays. Take care, please. Please be careful. Love you all. Bye-bye.